This is Panther News, proudly serving Tompkins Cortland Community College with the Panther News team, Rodney Oliva, Ryan Sowards, Brian Barnes, Scott Van Etten, and Tristan Montgomery.
Hello, this is Ronnie Oliva for Panther News, Science Fair, Cafe Variety, and Old Debt Services, all that and more on this edition of TC3 News. Reports are in, one person is hospitalized but in stable conditions. And deputies confirm a 14-year-old boy is now in custody by the LA Police Department. New information is that the shooting seems to be sparked by a dispute between two students. The 14-year-old was found nearby at a grocery store near the scene of a shooting at the Highland High School in Palmdale, California. That's in northern Los Angeles County. The victim, who is also 14, is expected to make a full recovery. A police officer in North Carolina is seen choking a young black man outside a Waffle House restaurant. Just a warning, this video footage is graphic. Reports say Anthony Wall got into an argument with the Waffle House employee, which led for them to call the police. In the video, it looks as if the officer has his hands around Wall's neck as he drops him to the ground. Many African American leaders in the community are urging Waffle House to improve its treatment towards black customers. Things are stirring up at the White House as Kelly Sadler, a White House aide, mocks John McCain's health condition. He has brain cancer. Now Senator McCain's daughter weighs in.
I don't understand what kind of environment you're working in when that would be acceptable, and then you can come to work the next day and still have a job.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about it.
A woman who is accused of sending a man she met on a dating app 65,000 texts that included threats on his life. Jacqueline Clare thought she was in love, but all things don't fall into place. Her bizarre texts began to terrify the man she met on social media to the point where she was sending him threats. She is facing charges of threatening, stalking, harassment, and failure to appear. She is being held without bond. Rumors have been speculating that the famous model Kendall Jenner is bisexual. Kendall recently confirmed that she is heterosexual and keeps her love life to herself, but also her relationship with NBA player Blake Griffin. For more inside information, the new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians begins this September. Coming up, final projects presented students' opinions to the cafe food and diversity on campus after the break.
The world is coming undone. Imperial flags reign across the galaxy.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
We have a mission for you.
A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know how to destroy it.
If you're really doing this, I want to help.
Good.
Good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time.
We destroyed our home. I fight the Empire now.
I fear nothing. All is as the Force wills it.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
Thanks. There isn't much time. Every day they grow stronger.
There is a 97.6% chance of failure. He means well.
This is our chance to make a real difference. Are you with me?
All the way.
As regular classes end this week, final projects and last-minute assignments are being handed in. Dr. Kelly Vessel's Intro to Environmental Science class presented their last projects of the semester. This was the 4th year that the science fair has allowed students to showcase their work from members of the college community. The class looks at topics like toxicology, wildlife biology and management, food production, and pest control, as well as biodiversity. This year's students' projects varied the gamut from showing what it would look like if there was fungus on a birch tree to water samples in the area creeks. Dr. Vessel plans to host this event next year as well. To anyone interested in taking the class, you can next semester. You should register for Environmental Science 101. Students competing in the science fair can fuel themselves with what the TC3 cafeteria provides, even if it isn't up to their standards. We sent Ryan Sauer to chow down on the story.
Tompkins Cortland Cafeteria services almost all students on campus. Commuter or resident, the cafeteria is open throughout the day to put an end to the stomach rumbles on campus, even if it's not the healthiest options.
I think they need to do more freshness-wise, like fruits and vegetables and stuff, and more options for fruits and vegetables, because I feel like there's more chips and junk food than there is healthy.
Health is not the only thing the students are griping about. They also have problems with the lack of variety provided by the cafeteria.
I think you gotta just switch it up. Just do different things, like either every week or every month or something. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing like every day, so it kind of gets old.
It's only been a short amount of time since the cafeteria's last revamp, but with students voicing opinions like this, maybe it's time for them to go ahead and take another look at the menu. For Panther News, I'm Ryan Sauer.
For students craving diversity, they can't find at the cafeteria, they can swing by the ODA Center where they can find a diverse range of cultures. Here at TC3, we have diversity, culture, mentors, and leadership. And you can find all those in one at the ODA Center. Tristan Montgomery dives into the culture to get the story.
ODA stands for Office of Diversity, Education, and Support Services. But for many students and mentors, it is so much more to them. Current student and mentee Reagan Adams finds security inside the center.
Safe space, I can go in there and talk if I need to vent, or I can sit there and do homework. There's plenty of people there that are always willing to help. I've done resumes in there, I've asked for job interviews, so they're really helpful in that aspect.
With so much staff support, the students are bound to become a success. There is always one or many staff in the office at all times. Secretary Tracy Butner converses in elevating student success.
And I can guide them to wherever they need to go, help them with whatever they need.
On campus, scholars across the globe are seeking to fit in. The ODA Center provides opportunity to blend in with others. Soon-to-be graduate and mentor Derek Moss expresses his love for diversity.
I think this office is very, very, very diverse, where you can meet amazing people, do homework. Like I said, just do homework and just to make great people, and also just basically network. Networking is like the best thing you can do when you are in this office.
This is Tristan Montgomery of Panther News.
For more information, you can head online to tc3.edu/ODES to find out how you can be more diverse. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. Coming up after the break, TC3 baseball and the NBA playoffs during the roundtable, where we will be joined by Ryan, Tristan, and Scott. Stay tuned.
The world is coming undone. Imperial flags reign across the galaxy.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Let's just get this over with, shall we? We've a mission for you. A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know how to destroy it.
If you're really doing this, I want to help.
Good.
Good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time.
We destroyed our home. I fight the Empire now.
I fear nothing. All is as the Force wills it.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
Thanks. There isn't much time. Every day they grow stronger.
97.6% chance of failure.
He means well.
This is our chance to make a real difference. Are you with me?
All the way.
The postseason Panthers are back in the dance for the first time in 7 years. We sent Brian Barnes out to the ballpark to catch the game and witness history.
Bedlam at the ballpark as TC3 went on to accomplish something that hasn't been done in 7 years. As the Panthers are headed to the Region 3 playoffs, they did this by winning a nail-biter against Onondaga Community College, winning 7-6 in 7 innings. Jake Woods, who in the win broke the record for the most wins by a pitcher in a single season, winning his 6th game, pitching 5 2/3 innings, giving up 8 hits, 4 runs, only 1 earned, and 8 strikeouts. Even with that performance, it is still all about winning the game.
I thought it was pretty good. I've been throwing a lot better lately, and I'm just glad that we ended up getting the win.
The team got off to a hot start, scoring 5 runs in the first 3 innings with 2 RBIs by Garrett Hunter and Austin Koulis. But Onondaga fought back and made it a close game, making it a slim 7-6 lead. Closer Evan Plant came in and closed the door, sealing for the 3 seed in the tournament. Garrett Hunter, the Panthers catcher, who is playing in his first playoff series, believed TC3 can go all the way.
The feeling was awesome, definitely to clinch that spot. So really excited, looking forward to go to battle with a couple teams and hopefully make some magic happen and end up in Tennessee in a couple weeks.
To keep track with Panthers baseball and their standings in the playoffs, you can check out NJCAA's website or check us back here for more updates. From the TC3 campus, I'm Brian Barnes.
TC3 is scheduled to play Hudson Valley Community College in 2 9-inning games on Saturday at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. First pitch is at noon and the second is scheduled for 3 p.m. The NBA playoffs are here. Starting with the conference finals, we have Cleveland Cavaliers against the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors against the Houston Rockets. Tristan, who you got winning?
For the Western Conference, I think Golden State's the better team. Statistically, they are. They prove it. By 1 point, actually. They are the better team. They have more superstars on that team. And the Eastern Conference, Cleveland has got LeBron James. LeBron's going to be back in the finals for the 8th year in a row. So it looks like Golden State versus Cleveland the 4th year in a row.
Scott, who you got?
For me, in the Western Conference, I have Houston with the 2 guards, James Harden and Chris Paul, and for the East I have Boston because Boston has been improving and they're just a team that close to that probably Cleveland didn't realize could hang with them.
Brian, who you got?
Well, you would think I would go with the Golden State Warriors, but to be honest, I have to go with the Rockets as the one team because they are just blowing it away. And I would go with the Cavs. It's an easy pick. It's going to be a good series with the Cavs versus the Rockets with Chris Paul, James Harden, and LeBron James as a good matchup.
Well, speaking of LeBron James, he is in the last year of his deal. He will be a free agent this offseason. What are some potential landing spots for him?
LeBronzo. I'm going to say LeBronzo is what I have to say. LeBron in L.A. works. You know, he has a house in L.A. They have the money to pay him. He definitely would sign the long-term deal he's been searching for. He hasn't been doing it in Cleveland because he's unsure if they can continue to win. And the Lakers are looking for other superstars like Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is looking like he's on his way out of San Antonio. So LeBron has options, these young pieces, guys like Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and the supporting cast off the bench has enough pieces to compete alongside Golden State and Houston.
Now, Scott, do you think he's going to have a tougher time in the Western Conference if that happens?
If he does leave the Eastern Conference, yes, he would have a tougher time in the Western Conference because the Western Conference is more stacked with like Golden State and all the up-and-coming teams. So if he does make the change to the Western Conference, it might be hard for him to do what he did in the Eastern Conference.
Brian, give me an Eastern Conference team you think he could go to.
It's a tough choice, but I have to really go with the Cavs. It just makes too much sense for him to not stay with the Cavs. It's his team pretty much. Without him, the Cavs are going to go back to their old ways where they're just not winning. And he can help build that team up to the next great team for the eventual time he does retire.
I could add to that and say, if he happens to leave Cleveland, there are guys like Kevin Love. They can trade away for pieces. They have Jordan Clarkson, who's developed well in LA, and he has seen what it's like to win. He's hungry for the win. And plus, they have a lottery pick coming up here in June. So they do have pieces to potentially compete. So if LeBron leaves, you could expect some guys like Thompson, JR, Kevin Love to be out. And it could be, I think LeBron also could be looking at a team like Toronto, you can never shut it down, or even Boston, where he can reunite with his former running mate Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. Yes, Boston will lose pieces, but LeBron is one of those guys who, you would do anything to get him on your team.
You think it's worth losing Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, the two young up-and-coming who have a way longer career, possibly?
I feel like Boston would be willing to give up one of the two. Ultimately, I'd say Jaylen Brown would be the guy to go. Jason Tatum's one of those guys that are hard to find in these drafts nowadays. So I would say one of the two will be gone, but LeBron to Boston is likely, but unlikely.
Well, as you can see, we're an opinionated bunch. Tune in next week for more local news from all of us here at TC3. Good night.